Tonight on the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror, Year 10 kicks off with a movie about a curse and its deadly consequences for this family. Tonight's movie, The Red Queen Kills 7 Times.
Hello everybody and welcome to the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror! Part 10! Yes! This is the 10th year that I am doing this. You could say it was a decade of debauchery. Wink wink. Anyways, 10 years of terror. Decade of death. It is the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror, and I thank every one of you who has been with me throughout most of this, if not all of this, which would be very surprising since the first year was an absolute garbage fest. The second year wasn't that great either. But anyways, but I digress. I am very thankful to have been having the opportunity to do these things every year for the past 10 years. And this is no exception. Pretty much the only thing I can do with my YouTube channel now. Those bastards! Anyway, so one might say, hey, wait, what happened to the yearly warning video that also was the contest for naming this year's festivities? Well, two things. First thing is diminishing returns. There'll be very few people actually suggested names and voted, and apparently it just basically became, hey, whoever did one would win, and that's just not fun. Plus, this year seems pretty self-explanatory for what it should be called. So to borrow a phrase from the comic book store guy from The Simpsons, this is the worst apocalypse ever. That's right, the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror, worst apocalypse ever. So, let's get on with the apocalypse, shall we? Anyways, so tonight, I thought, you know what, we should start strong. At least genre-wise. And one of my favorites, as you all know, especially since last year, my love for this genre has grown and grown and grown, and it is an Italian Giallo picture. And it is called The Red Queen Kills 7 Times. Yes, so what is The Red Queen Kills 7 Times all about? Well, it is about a family in Germany, and starts off with two sisters who are playing in the castle courtyard or yard or whatever they want to call it, and one's got a doll and the other just loves to pester her, and so she steals her doll and runs all the way to like Grandpa's room, where they start fighting, and Grandpa says, hey, cut it out. And lo and behold, we are fixated on this giant picture of two women, one dressed in black, one dressed in red, and the one in black stabbing the one in red right in the neck. And Grandpa tells the story of two sisters, the Red Queen and the Black Queen. And when the Red Queen would always pester the Black Queen, and soon enough the Black Queen had enough of her shit and just stabbed her to death. And of course so the Red Queen comes back from the dead to enact her bloody revenge, killing 7 people, with the 7th person, of course, being the sister, the Black Queen. And every 100 years since, those tragic curse moments happened over and over and over again. And then, of course, Grandpa decides, you know what, let's get rid of this picture, because that's kind of a bummer and whatever. And, of course, the brunette, who's apparently the Red Queen, goes nuts and stabs to death the fucking... not the sister, but the sister's doll. Once I start saying stab to death, people might start thinking, oh my god. Anyways, setting the stage for the time we are now, where the grandfather is visited upon by a red-cloaked stranger and dies of an apparent heart attack. And this sets off the whole thing about the will and the estate and all that stuff. So all the family members left alive come together, except one's missing. So you've got the blonde sister Kitty and her other sister, I can't remember her name, but whatever. And then the brunette-haired girl, Evelyn. missing for some reason. So when they go to read the will, they find out that the grandfather says, no, we're not going to do the will thing until next year because this happens to be the 100th year and it is the curse year. And it looks like as much as he wanted to avoid it, it's not going to happen. So anyways, we find out that actually Evelyn is dead because Kitty and Evelyn got into a fight. Evelyn hits her head and she ends up in the moat, the river, whatever, and oh no, she's dead. The two remaining sisters decide to hide her body and tell everyone that she went to America because it just would have been a whole horrible situation to have to explain to the police officers what happened. And of course, with their history of the Evelyn being all like just bastardly to Kitty, it looked like, oh man, she actually just Black Queened her, had enough of her shit and went. Anyways, that didn't happen. It was an accident. So, what continues is a set of murderers. Someone dressed in red with the black hair, just like Evelyn's, is killing a bunch of people. And it looks like the curse is slowly but surely coming in to kill everyone involved in this family. And of course, the final kill will have to be the sister. So, what we have here is the typical Giallo formula of having all kinds of different suspects, from jealous women, I don't know, like model who's after Kitty's boyfriend, to the boyfriend who has a wife in the insane asylum who says that she is being visited by Evelyn herself. And of course, you have this guy who has some sort of connection with Evelyn, who's accusing Kitty of her murder and is blackmailing her. So we've got a myriad of suspects, and because it's an Italian Giallo, it's probably the janitor, because, that's how it goes. But anyways, a big round table of suspects here and there that get whittled down one by one as they meet horrible, horrible demises. And we are left to figure out whether or not Evelyn actually rose from her grave or came out of her grave. Wait, that's a different movie. Or someone else is taking advantage of this situation for their own diabolical means. And of course, we all know it's probably one of those two things. So let's get to the scores, shall we? So, violence and gore, I am giving it a 2 out of 5. There is a pretty good fence scene with the, spikes and but other than that, the murders are pretty lackluster. And yes, there's some blood and you see some aftermath, but really there's not too much nastiness going on, so I can't really give it anything higher than that. But though I do appreciate the gate scene there, or the fence scene, that's really good. So 2 out of 5. Shock value, 1 out of 5. Look, this is not... These movies are not about jump scares, even though there is a pretty cool dream sequence that had Evelyn chasing, running towards the Kitty, and it was pretty neat, and it had a great atmosphere. But yeah, nothing real shocking. The twists and turns kind of see coming a little bit, but the end reveal is so convoluted because that's how it's supposed to be, that you get caught off guard. And so 1 out of 5. Plot, 3 out of 5. Surprisingly, the plot is a bit more coherent than you would expect. And it does a good job of, putting a bunch of people around that you can't quite trust, you can't quite figure out, and you're just not sure who's really going to be the murderer or the murderee. And sure, there is a problem with the guy who's blackmailing, because, if you're blackmailing someone, why would you murder them? They're your cash cow, but, whatever. Anyways, so there's that. But honestly, surprisingly, I thought that there was enough neat little twists and turns, and the plot was rather followable than some other giallos. Sometimes the plot you might as well just stop trying to think about it. But anyways, so 3 out of 5 acting. I'm gonna give it a 2.5 out of 5. Look, it's once again. There are people I like. There are people I don't like, and the dubbing helps and hurts in certain facets, but overall, I think it's an average job for this type of movie. So I'm giving it a 2.5 out of 5. Enjoyment factor is a 3 out of 5. Look, I love giallos, even sort of like average ones. I just really do enjoy those things. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. Let's finish it off. My enjoyment factor, 3 out of 5. Look, the twists and turns were good. The ending actually makes some sense and isn't just like one of those stretch endings like I've kind of alluded to before. So yeah, there's that. And honestly, it's just a fun movie to watch. And if you like giallos, this is really gonna be right up your alley. So 3 out of 5. Going back to Nudity, it's 2.5 out of 5. Look, there is quite a couple scenes in there. There isn't like an overabundance of it, but there is enough eye candy here and there to wet your whistle, so to speak. Plus, you've got the model who's trying to steal Kitty's boyfriend, and she's like, hey, look at the goods, and then like goes over to his apartment, and she's dressed in one second, and then boom, she's completely naked this next second. She really wants him, and she's very aggressive. Anyways, so 2.5 out of 5. That brings me back to my overall impression. However, is only a 2.5 out of 5. Look, this is really basic, straight across type of giallo stuff. Yes, the plot is actually better than some other ones that get like really convoluted and come out of like left field with some of their reveals. But there's also nothing super special about this one. There isn't any super creative deaths. I mean, the fence thing. Besides that, there isn't like visually. It's got the looks, but there just doesn't seem to be anything to push it over the edge to make it something more than just something that I would say is an average giallo, which is not bad because since I love giallos, an average giallo is still a great time for me. Except when I'm looking at it critically, there's just not the thing there that really sets it apart from every other film out there. So I have to give it a 2.5 out of 5. It's sad, but I do really enjoy this movie. It's just in its own in-world genre. It's middle of the road. It's neither super awesome or really horrible. It's just good. It's good, average, giallo fun. 2.5 out of 5. That averages out to 2.4 out of 5. And there you have it. Episode 1 of this year's 31 Nights of Halloween Horror is finished. And please tell me what you think. Have you seen The Red Queen kill 7 times? Tell me what you think about it in the comment section below. And please remember to like, share, subscribe, blah, blah, ring bell, notification squad, yada, algorithm, who gives a shit? I'm not making money. I don't care. Anyways, do whatever you want. And I will see you next time on the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror. And until next time, my friends, like if you accidentally kill someone, just face the music. Just face the music, people. Just face the music. The police and everyone else probably will understand what happened. I mean, the evidence usually will set you free. Usually, I'm saying quotes, whatever. But just like if you're trying to hide the body, you just open up the possibility of being part of a death curse, and that dead person coming back and exacting bloody, bloody revenge upon you. So, yeah, you know, life lessons. Yeah.